Hi, my name's Dan. This is my 71 Beetle, and today I'm going to be replacing the seat belts from just shoulder belts. Just go 1 point over the shoulder to 3-point inertia seat belts. We're going to get started. Alright, what you're first going to want to do is get yourself a set of socket wrenches or spanners, and you're going to want to take the old seat belts off if you have them. Starting with the bolt up here in my case. If you have lap belts, it will probably be down at the bottom here, and you've got to take those off with the bolt. In my case, it's a 17mm bolt. If you're in the US, I have no idea. Alright, what you're going to want to do is you're going to reach behind here and you're going to start loosening the bolts. Just twist it here and it's going to come off just like that. Alright, we're on the inside of the car now. You can see here, this is the bolt that holds the original seatbelt in. I'm just going to take that loose. This threads directly into the beam of the Beetle, so there's no bolt on the other side holding this in. This should come straight off. There we go, just like that. As you can see there's a plastic little washer on this side, and then there's a tightening washer there. I'm not actually sure what those are called, but that helps keep it in place. Make sure you keep these if you want to reuse them. Alright, let's put in the new seat belts. So I got these safety belts here for 3-point safety belts in town, well not in town, in Gardens, Cape Town, and it's from a place called Flat 4 Racing, yeah, they were quite, they were a reasonable amount. They were 480 Rand. Like I said, if you're somewhere else, I don't know what it would cost. If you're maybe in dollars, it would be like $40 per bolt, but I'm sure you could get it cheaper if you ordered it online if you were in the US, but we don't have that opportunity here in South Africa. Okay, so here we go. You've got this is going to go at the bottom, and then this here is going to go at the top, and the thing about this is we're gonna take this bolt off. We're not gonna need this bolt here because it's gonna screw directly into here. So this piece, it's gonna go at the top. Now you're gonna take this piece and you're gonna pop the plastic piece off. Careful not to lose the nuts and bolts and washers. So you're gonna pop this plastic piece and it'll reveal a bolt here. And you're going to stick that in and just replace it just like you did earlier with the other ones. So easy, and just start twisting like this, and when it becomes too tight for your fingers, you just switch to your spanner again and get things nice and tight, but you don't have to go too tight. You don't have to prove how strong you are, because you don't want to strip the inside of the bolts here. Now this one happens to be slightly smaller. The actual head of the bolt is slightly smaller, so I'm going to change down to a 15mm bolt, and that works just fine. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the plastic piece, this piece here, and you're going to pop it straight back on where we found it. There we go, looks great. Now I'm going to move on down to the bottom part of the assembly. Now you need to get your mounting bracket. So at the bottom there's a hole where the lap belts were attached. Now the only problem with that is that it is a little bit off-centered. So from the top one it's a little bit off-centered. So the only way that these release is if they are completely centered. If they squiff like this, if they're skew, then the seatbelt doesn't come out. So they have to be completely straight, and that's when it releases like that. You see, they have to be completely straight. If it's like that, it's not going to work. So if it's like that, it's not going to work. So that's why we use these to make it centered. Alright, so at the bottom here, you're going to find your hole. Now, if you can see there, the hole is right there. You can kind of see the indent right there. You have to just feel around. If you can't find it, use a toothpick and just poke. Don't go cutting unless you know where it is. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take box cutter knife. You're just going to cut this little piece out. Once there's a hole there, you're going to take your mounting bracket and you're going to screw, not this one, this is the left one. You're going to screw this piece onto there so that the bolt is closer to your door. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the spool, you're going to pull it down, and you're going to fasten it to your bracket. Alright, so now we have the mounting bracket on the wall. We're going to take the spool, and we're going to put it over that bolt. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the other end of the seat belt, and we're going to stick it over the bolt as well. Then we're going to take a bolt and a washer, and we're going to tighten that down. So we're going to get in there, and we're just going to tighten it. We're going to tighten this bolt here, and once it's tight, that's it, you're done. You have got a fully functioning seatbelt in your car. Alright, now what I'm going to show you how to do is back lap belts. I got these pretty cheap, 175 rand for each one, at a place called Flat 4 Racing, where I got the other stuff. So it's basically just your normal over the lap situation, yeah, it's quite easy, and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so there's two mounting points. One, you have the male end, and the other, you'll have the female end. Now, the male end is going to go on the door of your car, and the mounting point is right here. The female point is going to come from the center of the car, and you can find it right here in the middle. As you can see, there is a black plastic screw that is filling in the hole. Just unscrew that and you can bolt it right in. Right, so we're going to get to work. Grab a large screwdriver and begin to unscrew this big plastic screw here. I'm using a flathead even though it's a Phillips because it still works. Just spin it out there. After a while it'll be easy to pull out just like that. So then get this part of your seatbelt, and you're going to want to just take it in. I've got a tightening washer. Got a tightening washer on there, you can see, and you're just going to stick that in there. And you're gonna get your socket wrench and you're gonna start tightening. Okay, now once that's good and tight, you are gonna move on to the next one on the door. Same procedure really. You just take the bolt, put it into the mounting point, which is there on the side. Very easy to see. Just sticking out just below the bolt where your seat, the top of your seat bolts on. The bottom of your seat bolts on, as you can see, just below that bolt there. And then we're just gonna start tightening and get it nice and tight. Trying to make sure that it's facing up. Anyway, thanks for joining me to put seatbelts in my car. I hope you can put seatbelts in your car successfully. Now I've got mine, and I hope you will have yours very soon. Thanks. This has been a episode with Dan and Dory, my 71 bug. Check you in another episode next time I decide to modify my car. Cheers.